You're walking down the street, or you're in a mall, or you're at a train station, and suddenly everyone around you starts running. Not jogging, running. Fast, faces full of panic, people shoving past you, screaming, and you don't know why. You have about 3 seconds to make a decision that will either save your life or kill you. Do you run with them? Do you freeze and assess? Do you go the opposite direction? Most people freeze, and freezing in a stampede is how you get trampled. So let me show you exactly what to do when everyone around you is running and you have no idea what they're running from. Not theory, not maybes, the exact protocol that keeps you alive when panic becomes contagious. Here's what most people don't understand about mass panic. It's not rational, it's not organized, it's a psychological wave that spreads faster than information. One person screams and runs. 10 people see them and run. 100 people see those 10 and run. Now you have a stampede, and half the people running don't know what they're running from. They're just following the herd because millions of years of evolution told them if everyone is running, something wants to kill you. Run first, ask questions later. But here's the problem with that instinct. Sometimes the crowd is running toward danger. Sometimes the crowd is running into a trap. Sometimes the crowd is running for no reason. And sometimes the stampede itself is more dangerous than whatever started it. So you can't just blindly follow, but you also can't stand still. You have 3 seconds. Here's what you do. First, do not freeze. The moment you see people running, your brain will try to process what's happening. It will try to understand. It will look for the threat. Stop. You don't have time to understand. You have time to move. Freezing makes you an obstacle, and obstacles get trampled. People running in panic do not stop for you. They run over you. So the first rule is move. Not necessarily run, but move. Get out of the center of the flow. Second, look for the direction of the threat. You have 1 second to do this. Where are people running from? Not where they're running to, from. Are they running away from a building, away from a sound, away from a specific person? If everyone is running away from one direction, the threat is behind them. A shooter, an explosion, a fire, a collapsing structure, a chemical release. You run perpendicular to the crowd, not with them, not toward the threat, perpendicular. Here's why. If you run with the crowd, you're in the stampede. Stampedes kill, crushing, trampling, people falling and getting piled on. If you run toward the threat, you die. If you run perpendicular, you escape both the threat and the stampede. You move to the side, you find a wall, you find cover, you get out of the flow. Third, if you can't see the threat, follow the calm people. In every panic, there are 2 types of people, the panicked and the aware. The panicked are running blindly. The aware are moving with purpose. Look for security personnel, police, first responders, people in uniform, people who are moving quickly but not panicking, people who are looking around instead of just running. These people often know what's happening, or they're trained to respond correctly. You move toward them, or you follow their direction, not the screaming crowd, the calm professionals. Fourth, protect your body position. If you're caught in the flow and you can't get out, you protect yourself. Arms up, elbows out, hands protecting your chest and face. You create space around your torso so you can breathe. In a crush, people die from compressive asphyxiation. The crowd presses so tight you can't expand your lungs. You suffocate standing up. Arms up, elbows out, keeps a bubble of space around your chest. You also lean slightly forward, not backward. Backward makes you fall. Forward keeps you moving with the flow. If you fall in a stampede, you die, so you stay on your feet no matter what. Fifth, move diagonally toward the edge. You're in the stampede. You can't stop. You can't go backward, but you can angle. Every step forward, you also step slightly sideways. Diagonal movement. You're still moving with the flow, so you're not getting crushed, but you're slowly working your way to the edge, to the walls, to the sidelines, to safety. This takes time. You don't fight the current, you drift out of it, like swimming out of a riptide. You move with it, but angle away. Sixth, if you're near a wall, use it. Walls are safety. The stampede flows in the center. The edges are less dense. If you can get to a wall, you press your back against it. You let the crowd flow past you. You wait. Eventually, the flow thins and you can move, or you can stay against the wall until it's over. Walls also give you something to brace against. You're not just a body in the current, you're anchored. Seventh, look for alcoves, doorways, side halls. As you're moving toward the edge, you scan for escape routes. A doorway into a store, a side hallway, a stairwell, an alcove, anywhere that's off the main path. The moment you see one, you duck into it. You get out of the flow entirely. You let the stampede pass. Most people in a panic don't think to exit sideways, they just run forward. So side exits are often clear. You take them. Eighth, if you're knocked down, curl into a ball immediately. This is the nightmare scenario. You trip, someone shoves you, you lose balance, you're going down. The moment you feel yourself falling, you curl. Fetal position, hands protecting your head, knees to chest. You make yourself as small as possible. You protect your vital organs, your head, your chest, your spine. People will step on you. They will kick you. They can't avoid you. But curled up, you minimize the damage. You survive until the flow thins enough to get back up. If you stay sprawled out, you get trampled. If you curl, you take hits but stay alive. Ninth, once you're clear, do not stop to help yet. You escaped the stampede, you're on the sidelines. You see people still in the flow. You see someone fall. Every instinct tells you to go back and help. Don't. Not yet. If you go back into the stampede, you become another casualty. You can't help anyone if you're crushed. You wait until the flow thins, then you help. You pull people to the sides, you help them up, you guide them to safety. But you do not sacrifice yourself in the middle of a stampede. You survive first, then you help. 10th, assess the actual threat once you're safe. You're out of the stampede, you're against a wall or in a side area. Now you figure out what happened. Was there actually a threat, or was it mass panic over nothing? You listen, you look. Do you hear gunshots? Do you see smoke? Do you smell chemicals? Is there blood? Is there fire? Or is it just a crowd that panicked over a loud noise? This determines your next move. If there's a real threat, you evacuate the area completely. If it was a false alarm, you stay calm and help others calm down. But you don't make this assessment while you're in the flow. You make it after you're safe. Now let's talk about what actually causes these stampedes. Sometimes there's a real threat. Active shooter, bomb, fire, structural collapse. These are legitimate reasons to run, but most stampedes are triggered by nothing. A loud noise, someone shouting gun, a car backfiring, fireworks, a fight that escalates. One person panics and runs and everyone else follows. The Hajj stampedes in Saudi Arabia, thousands dead, often started by one person falling. The crowd doesn't stop, they pile on. The Love Parade stampede in Germany, 2010, 21 dead, started because the tunnel entrance got too crowded. People couldn't breathe. They panicked, they pushed, people fell. The stampede killed more people than whatever they were running from. Black Friday stampedes, people trampled to death for discounted TVs, not because of danger, because of crowding and panic. The threat isn't always external. Sometimes the crowd is the threat, and you have to protect yourself from the people around you as much as from whatever started the panic. Now let's talk about the mistakes that get people killed. Mistake 1, running with the crowd blindly. You see people running, you run. You don't look where you're going, you don't look for exits, you just follow, and the crowd runs into a dead end, or off a ledge, or into a fire, or toward the shooter. Blind following kills, aware movement saves. Mistake 2, stopping in the middle to look for someone. You're with a friend or family member, the crowd starts running, you get separated, you stop to look for them. The crowd crushes you. You can't stop in the middle. You move to the edge first, then you look, then you call out, but you do not become a stationary object in a moving stampede. Mistake 3, trying to go against the flow. Your exit is behind you. The crowd is running forward. You try to push backward. You can't. The force of 1,000 people moving in one direction is unstoppable. You don't fight it. You move with it and angle out, or you get knocked down and trampled. Mistake 4, bending down to pick something up. Your phone falls, your bag, your shoe. You bend down to grab it. Someone runs into you, you go down. The crowd doesn't stop. You leave it. Whatever you dropped is replaceable. You are not. Mistake 5. Assuming everyone knows where they're going. You think, all these people are running, they must know something I don't. They don't. Most of them are just following the person in front of them who's following the person in front of them. Nobody knows. Everyone's just running. You don't assume the crowd is right. You assess independently. Here's the final truth about stampedes. They're one of the most primal fears. Being crushed by your own species, suffocating in a crowd, trampled by people who can't even see you. It's not a dignified death, it's chaos, but it's survivable if you don't freeze, if you don't blindly follow, if you move to the edges, if you protect your body position, if you stay on your feet. The people who die in stampedes are the ones who froze in the middle, ran blindly with the crowd into a trap, fell and couldn't get up, stopped to help too early. The people who survive are the ones who moved immediately, assessed the direction of threat, worked their way to the edges, stayed on their feet, got out of the flow. You don't need to be the fastest, you need to be the smartest. The crowd is panicking, you're not. The crowd is blind, you're aware. The crowd is running into danger, you're moving away from it. That awareness is what saves you. So if you're ever in a situation where everyone around you starts running and you don't know why, you don't freeze, you don't blindly follow. You move, you assess, you angle to the edges, you find walls, alcoves, exits, you protect your body, you stay on your feet, you get out of the stampede, and once you're safe, you figure out what happened. Because survival isn't about running the fastest, it's about running the smartest, and the smartest move is often not running with the crowd at all, it's running away from it.